What's up? It's a beautiful day here in San Francisco. I hope that you're doing great and your family's doing great and that you're working on a project that you're really passionate about, honestly. So this interview is with Ludmila. She's the office manager at Mataria Dental Group, and she's awesome. I mean, she's somebody who like really cares about the patient experience, and her lens on it is like she treats them as family. It's really cool to hear about her story and journey because like it took a lot of work to get here, right? I mean, Ludmila, like, English wasn't her first language. She made this huge transition to California, and now she's in this place where she's obviously making a really positive impact on people's lives, and all the patients love her, right? So I think you guys are going to like this story. So listen up. It's a cool one. One of the first things I wanted to ask you is if you could share a little bit about your journey from Brasilia, Brazil to California, and what kind of inspired you to pursue a career in dentistry specifically.
Yeah, well, as you say, I'm from Brazil. I graduated in dental school in Brazil. I graduated in 2010. Um, I don't know what motivated me to choose dentistry, especially because I don't have anyone in my family as dental in a dental field. But one thing that I had in my mind that I love it, see people smile. It's incredible, I know, but like I knew that I want something in a health area for sure, in a healthcare area. And when I sit and talk to my parents and everything, and they also help me a lot of that. I was like deciding like, okay, no physician, no, you know, nutritionist and everything. And for final, I decided to be dentist, and actually, I'm really happy on that. Really happy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so great to hear. I mean, I know like yeah, it just makes like so many people smile and it's so important. Like it's such an important part of people's life, right? It's like taking care of their oral health and it's something that I mean everybody kind of like appreciates too, like when you meet people, you can really appreciate like how good
Yeah,
somebody's smile is and that matters a lot to people and how they interact with other people. And so it's such a big deal. I mean that you help them with
yeah.
all of that. So that's so awesome. What about like specifically with California? Like what kind of how did you decide to move to California specifically when you're thinking of coming to the US?
California at that time, I mean, living in the United States never was my choice. But after 8 years of after I graduated, I decided that I needed challenge in my life, on my professional life. Um, on that time, I didn't have more. I was not feeling more challenge. Uh,
Hmm.
Working as a dentist. I had my two specialties because in Brazil you have this kind of image of specialties. So I have two in Brazil, and I decided, I say, okay, let me challenge my professional life in another language. So California was one of my options, especially because the weather. Um,
Hmm.
Not right now, but a couple years ago was
Yeah.
from Brazil.
Yeah.
Uh, in California have been changing a lot, have been colder, but on that time it was really similar from Brazil. So this is the reason that I chose California.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it must have been like a lot of work and it was like a crazy process, going through that whole move.
Yeah.
What was that process like for you? I mean, and um yeah, I mean, just making that whole move is just like such a big, like life transition. And I know you mentioned too, like your family
Yeah.
is really supportive of you too and everything. And
Uh,
yeah, like what
yeah.
was that process like? And
One thing that we need to consider, like English language, it is word language. You can speak English everywhere. So learning English, for sure, I know that I still have some mistakes. But when I moved to California, I didn't even speak high. So I started as a student, English student. Um, and on the same time, not at the same time because I was not working. I was like only exclusive student. And then after I applied for my visa, I had the opportunity to start work as a dental assistant here in the United States, which I learned a lot. a lot more than I can express. Like, was because as a dentist, it's really hard to see the another side. But see, and on another side, as assistant, gave me a lot of opportunity to see how the office really works. And I think that is going to be really important to every dentist be assistant one day, because you can see the other side. You can see how your office really works. I never have this image or this opportunity to see how the office really works as a dentist, to be serious. And then now I have opportunity to be office manager. The Dr. Mataria invited me, and it was another really amazing opportunity that to see the office in a administration area. That again, I didn't have this opportunity in Brazil, because as a dentist, you just go see the patient, leave, which I love it. Um, and yeah, was a really huge school for me. Moved to California and be on areas in a dental field that I didn't have the opportunity to be in Brazil. So actually, it's have been a really huge school for me being here.
Yeah, that's so amazing to hear. That's so amazing to hear. I mean,
Yeah,
it's such a, I think like that's a rare skill, right? That people don't always like they don't always use, like where you're going through like you're saying is you're a dental assistant and you're really paying
yeah.
attention, and paying attention to like what's going on, in the other parts of the business and how you can, be, if you were to transition, like how you
No,
could do it the best, and not
but
everyone pays attention like that. And that's
and
so
no,
great that, you know.
I see. You're gonna edit this video, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
100%, 100%.
so I see. For example, if I ask Dr. Mataria, what is your compressor?
Hmm.
He don't have idea what
Yeah.
is a compressor. So if you ask him what is, not just him but also Dr. Livingard. I mean, not, it's not the way for judge, but like, it's crazy how you started when you are a dentist. You focus just like in one specific thing and have a huge word behind the office, dental office, to work in a perfect way for the dentist to go and do his job. And it's, to be serious, if this word you don't know, it's really hard you do your job. And this word is huge. I didn't have idea. So since the administration, pay the bills, financial, HR, all of these things, laws, oh my God, supplies, everything, and come to the assistant and come to front desk, like, it's everything that needs to work in so perfect way that, to be serious, dentist doesn't have idea. Dentist doesn't
Hmm.
know. If you ask to dentist, call the insurance and do and ask and see if the insurance of the patient is active, they don't know. They don't know how to do it. And this is insane, because if you have a dentist as your leader, for me, everything that I have behind, you need to know. So for me, I mean, I'm talking like personally, because not all the dentists that I want to know, whatever, like, oh, maybe it's not important. I don't know. But for me, Ludmila, personally, what I was looking for since in Brazil was a huge school, was a huge, like, so now I can say that I can start it at office, dental office from the beginning, open from the beginning. And I know everything that dental office needed from the beginning. Like, for me, it
Yeah.
was a huge school, and I'm really happy, to be serious.
Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah, that's so amazing. I mean, with that kind of transition, and I mean, when you were like a dental assistant, what kind of things did you learn about, patient care? Or like, how do you think that kind of influenced like the way that you learned, how to treat patients so well? Like, that's one of the things that, on all the reviews, that we definitely see is just that people like patients love Mataria Dental Group, and it feels like a really like strong connection that they have with you, and that you and everyone in the office, treats them so well. And so I was wondering, like how you learned to do that and how you learned to treat people and patients so well. Like, what was it something you kind of learned during that assistant part, or how did
Well,
that all come about?
what I can say, Enzo, for me, the culture is extremely different. I'm not gonna say that was easy. Um,
Hmm.
Brazilians, we are pretty warm country, with warm people, warm culture. Um, so I think that what helped me a lot first was learn about the culture, American culture, and respect American culture. Um, for example, in Brazil, it's really common we hug, we kiss on the cheek.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really common, and here it is not. It's like it's more like handshake or something like that. So for me, on the beginning, I need to learn that part, which was amazing. I like to learn and respect the other cultures, for sure. The same way that I like it, that respect mine. But like, so first I learned that respect and understand how Americans have, how they do it. How is this situation? And then I try adapted treat patients as I would like that treat myself or treat my family.
Hmm.
Since when I was dentist, I always try treat patients. I see them as was my family. So even when I was explaining to them any treatment, and actually I do this until nowadays when like doctor needs my help, I jump to the back and I explain to them as I explained to my parents, for example. My parents doesn't know anything about dentistry. So I cannot talk to them, explain to them, or like talk and explain to them in a way that I'm talking to explain to another dentist. So I treat them. I try feel the same thing that they're feeling. My parents doesn't like dentists. Also, I know that I don't like dentists. I'm a dentist and I don't like dentists. To be serious, and I always get very anxious when I go. So I have a specific hygienist, specific dentist that help me. And thank God that is my dentist, that is Dr. Livingard. And thank God that we have amazing hygienists here that take care of me. But I I know them. I know what they feel when they sit at the chair. And I think that this make pretty easier my communication with them, even when my English is not amazing. They understand me. They they I have the opportunity to show to them that I understand them. And I think that the final is exactly what they want. They want the people see that they are excited, they are stressed, they are, For sure, I don't know here in the United States, but in Brazil, we learn psychology also in our
Hmm.
course, on a dental course. We learn about psychology and everything. And this helping a little bit, but when you go to like when you are inside the dental office and you see that, like, really, the situation really, really happening, to be serious, what you happen in school, it's not the reality. Like the reality, they are humans. They feel a lot. They have many anxiety about dentists more than what you just hear inside the school. You know what I mean? Like, and you need to see them as your family, as your grandpa, your grandma, as your mom, as your daddy. And I think that in some way, to be Brazilian helped me a lot on that, because I feel a lot. I know, like, I really cry with them, say, no, I am here with you. But and fine, I like it. I love it. I love see patient come down. I love see patient see, okay, I understood. Like, in a mostly easy way to explain any treatment. Sometimes when you go explain to patients, I see as I explained to my nephew, he's not 10 years old, and I say I need to explain to them in a way that a child of 10 years old can understand. Because on the final, none of them know dentistry. It's
Yeah.
like They come here, they need to open their mouth and let some people that normally is the doctor do something inside their mouth. And like they don't know. They don't know what is the procedure. So if I imagine if I'm a dentist and I have excited and I get anxious to someone do, and I know what they doing in my mouth, but I still get excited. Imagine someone that don't have any knowledge about that. So when you think about that, it's getting easier. You know how to deal with patients. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. You can, I mean, oh my gosh, it sounds like you can tell totally that you're so thoughtful about that, right? Like you spend so much effort, like really thinking about that and making sure that they really feel comfortable and that, it's so hard to teach people that, right?
Oh,
Like just like you're saying, it's so hard to teach people like how to form a real connection with that, like that with somebody and to make them feel comfortable when they're coming into an environment where their defenses are already up. Like that's so hard to do, and I mean, it's so great. I mean, it totally comes out that people, I mean, really feel like they can connect with you, and patients really feel like they can connect with you. I mean, it's even great too that like you're saying, like English isn't even your first language, and you're still able. That's a
no,
hard hurdle to get over to figure out how to connect with people, and you really have done. I mean, I mean, just from us working with you, right? It's like I can totally tell like you're really good at connecting with people. And so,
yeah.
I mean, I can definitely tell for sure. I know that patients appreciate that too. And so,
I
you can tell
hope
that you're really thoughtful about it.
I
You can
do
tell you're really thoughtful about it.
my best to explain them. I do. And now, actually, being office manager, I'm learning how deal with patient when we deal when you talk about money, because I think the money
Hmm.
right now is another issue of the patient, and I'm learning on that. I mean, I have Mel. Mel is amazing. Mel know how to do this perfectly, but no one teach me that. I have been learning a lot. So yeah, like now I'm trying to talk to the patient, understand and feel what they feel when we talk about money, how pay, like it's another side for me. But as I say, United States for me, it's my home and have been teaching me a lot. A lot. A
That's
lot.
amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I mean, I know you mentioned too the part about like making like patients really, feel safe and like when they come into the office, like they don't even know really like what's kind of going on in their mouth. And I was wondering like what are some common kind of like misconceptions about dental care that you've kind of encountered and how to you address them with patients? Like, is there anything like patients are way too worried about things that they shouldn't really be worried about or yeah, just kind of common misconceptions like that. And like, is
I
there anything that,
Well, as I say, I graduated in 2010. This is 14 years ago. And what I see that is happening now until nowadays, we have many patients that they don't know how dentistry change. For me, it's crazy, and I'm in the field. I know what is happening, and for me, it's crazy how we have so many things, so many technologies to help the dentist and the patient on the treatment. So I know the patients still have that misconception about dentistry 11 years ago, 12 years ago, and they still scared of what had happened with them 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. So the first thing that you try to explain to the patients, it's like, look, for example, small, little quick example. The impression is not more like a regular impression. Now we have a scan, like, because sometimes patients, oh my God, I need to take that impression. You're going to make me gaggle. No, now we have a scan, like, or anesthesia. You have many things that can help you to anesthesia. Or, oh my God, I have many anxiety. Okay, you have nitrous that can help. So I can see that nowadays the dentistry has so many technology, so many different things, so many new things that help patients and doctor. I know the patients is still afraid because this misconception they still have on their mind the old dentistry, the old dentistry. X-rays is like the most clear thing for me. When I'm gonna help take the X-rays on the back, patient, the first thing patient say, oh, I go Gagger. Wait, our sensor is smaller, much better. It's anatomic. So it's a lot of things, like that dentistry have been improving to help patients. And imagine if we are in dental field and we don't have idea about everything. Imagine patients that is not in dental field. So I see patients coming to the office and say, oh, you have so many technologies here. Maybe you have a lot of technology in the office, but it's now I know that it's technology that it's getting more spread in the office. It's more like dentist has more knowledge. So for example, deliver the crown the same day. For us, dentistry is not like something new. It's something pretty common, like for many years ago. But we still have patients that don't know that. Patients come in and say, deliver crown the same day. Yeah, just give me 2 hours of your day. Oh, sure, why not? To save one another, to save one appointment. So what I see about the misconception of the patients is exactly that. Because they don't have the entire knowledge about the technology that the dentistry already is involved and we have nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Mataria Dental Group, like really, I mean, you can see in the reviews too that it's like people notice that a lot, and it's like Mataria Dental Group is really, really focused on like being at the forefront of making sure that like we're using technology, like the latest technology, to make patients feel like really comfortable and have the best experience. And I'm sure like like not all dental practices like do that. Like they're investing in that early and stuff like that. And but I mean, that's what makes Mataria Dental Group unique, is that it's like investing in that early and making really, really putting that like prioritizing, making sure that patients feel
No,
comfortable, and that
not
definitely comes
because,
through.
not only that we invest in technology, it's because we invest in something that are going to help the patient, that are going to make the experience fast, no pain, like, or yeah, like we invest for the patient to not have bad experience. You know what I mean? Even if you have like amazing Dr. Livingard is amazing, hygiene is amazing. We still know if Dr. Livingard is gonna take an impression, like manual impression, the patient, maybe it's not gonna be a good experience to the patient, because this fact of taking impression is bad. You know what I mean? So we invest in a good experience to the patient. For patient don't have like any pain during the procedure or any discomfort, because we know that this is happening. So it's not just invest in technology. We invest in a good moment the patient can have inside the dentistry, and try break that image of going to dentist is bad, going to dentist is terrible. You just try break that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's so huge. I mean, and I was wondering too, like one of the last questions I wanted to ask you, just to help patients out, was like, having experienced various roles kind of within the dental community, what's kind of the one piece of advice that you find yourself like repeating to patients to help them improve their dental health? Like, what's kind of like a common tip, or like a really a powerful tip that you think would really help people, and that patients should focus on for their oral health at home?
This is so hard nowadays, to be serious, Enzo, because one thing that we need, not only the dentist, not only dental field, not only dentists, but I think that every career should know and follow. It's because the world have been changed. We know that patients do not have more time to brush 3 times a day the teeth. So we started change for at least 2 days a day, 2 times a day. Like, so, but more than that, we try first understand the patient situation. We ask a patient first, like, how's your day? You have time to brush your teeth on lunchtime? No, I don't have. Okay, so can you try keep it twice a day? I think the first thing that you need to know is a patient day. It's a patient routine. And then you can give some advice to each patient individually. You cannot treat all the patients in the same way, on the same day, on the same way. You cannot, because patients have a different routine, different jobs, different ways to see. It's not all the patients that take care about the teeth. So it doesn't matter if I say to the patient, okay, go and floss your teeth every day. I have patients that don't care about it. So it's hard that I answer you what are you motivated to the patients in, because actually it's something very individual. But for sure, brush your teeth at least twice a day, and keep your appointments, your recare appointments, your dental cleaning appointments, or your exams in office. This help a lot the patient ready. It's some small things that we can address better in a small time, right? Like, okay, come to the office every 6 months. At least in 6 months, you're going to see some experts checking your teeth and it sees everything's fine. Keep your clean every 3-4 months. Okay, because if you don't have time to brush your teeth as you should, and is a reality, we cannot, blame the patient. Sometimes patient leave 6 a.m. at home and just back 8, 9, and they still need to take care of kids. Like, we cannot blame patients if you know that the routine is not the same thing. I see many people say, oh, you need to brush your teeth twice a day. Oh, you need, take your breakfast until time. Waiting. You have a human on the other side that have a different routine of yours. So we try at least let the patient know or explain to the patients, like, keep your clean appointments and your exam appointments. This is something that are going to help you at least to not, to not get worse in your home about your routine. You're not going to get worse. So if they keep their appointments, they're going to be fine, for sure.
That was such a good answer. That was such a good answer, Lou. I feel like it goes all the way around, like full circle, because you're saying, just like what you're saying at the beginning when we were talking earlier. It's like really, really taking the time and putting the effort to understand what this unique patient and this unique person, like where they're at and what works for them and what feels comfortable to them, and then doing the work on your side to make sure that it's something that's custom created for them that fits really well with their life. And it's like, yeah, it's like above and beyond. It takes extra work, and
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Seriously.
I see the routine of my friends. I have friends that they are single mom. How am I gonna say to them, okay, go and brush
Yeah.
your child's teeth every 3 days a day? Come on, they are barely giving food to them. Like, you need first understand your patient. You need to first understand the person that you have been asking something, because it's a task. Brush your teeth is a task of the day, and sometimes you barely have time to do your tasks. Eat. We have patients that don't have time to eat, don't have time to go to lunch. So how are you gonna still ask them? Like, we have patients that arrive at home 11 p.m. midnight. How are you gonna blame patient go to bed without brush their teeth? I cannot blame them. Come on, they're tired. Okay, but let me help you remove that situation. We have one patient here. I don't know how you add everything this, but let's see. We have one patient that he was really clear. I don't like brush my teeth. I brush once a day, but he come to the office every 3 months for we do his clean. Thank you. He was very serious, very clear with us, and we find a way to help him. And he come every 3 months for we helping him. Well, I think that this is the situation. You first need to understand your patient. First, you need to understand their routine, and then the office can for sure, it's our job, right? We can implement a way to help the patients. How the frequency they need to come to the office to do their cleaning? What is the frequency they need to come at least to do your exam? Do not skip your exam. Don't leave 1 year. No, your routine change. Our routine change. My routine change every month. So why my routine of brush the teeth or take care of my teeth is not going to change also? It's impossible. You're going to change and you need adapted. So come to the office, do your exam, don't skip that, and keep your clean appointments on the way that a hygienist and doctor guide you, and you'll be fine.